Hey guys, Rob here from the Off-Grid Tiny House. I wanted to test out this glass heater I got from Wish for free. I bought a smaller powered 120 volt heater for the Aquaponics fish tank. Now it says it's 220 volts, but this does not look like a 220 volt plug. So I have a glass of water right here, and this device, this heater, is going to go inside, and I have it on the lowest possible setting, and I'm just going to have this thing float in there. But we're also going to check with my kilowatt meter how much power this thing sucks and if it blows a breaker or not, because it says this is running on 220. So in that goes, and I'm going to bring the camera up here before I plug this in. Okay, I just got to move some stuff. Alright, so we got my glass of water. Now it's important that you put your probe into the water first. Make sure it's, totally immersed, or you're going to have major issues. So that should be plenty, and I can still dial it in there. That's the temperature control up there, and the probe is not touching the bottom. It should work. Now we're going to plug this in, and hopefully I do not lose power. If I do, I'm going to grab a flashlight just in case. Okay, flashlight in hand. So we're going to plug in my kilowatt meter, and then this thing should start taking off and giving us a reading. Hopefully we're okay here. Okay. So we got 120 volts. I'm going to click the button. 0 amps, 0 watts. Okay, so obviously I need to dial up the temperature on this thing. So I'm going to leave you on watts, and I'm going to turn the temperature up. Might even be off right now. Okay, I turn the temperature up. Will this thing work? Will it come on? And if it doesn't work, guys, I got it for free. Not a whole big deal. Okay, nothing. So I'm going to crank up the... it's still on watts. I'm going to crank this thing to the max and see if we start getting readings of any sort. Okay, now we are. So I got this thing on the max. It says we are drawing, 13 watts of power. And then I'm going to switch over and show you what the, 120 volts, 0.11 amps, which is, I can't believe, for a heater, electric water heater. Pretty efficient. 13 watts, and that's 120 volt. So it does work. 60 hertz, 0.11 amps, 13 watts. So now that we know the readings, and they're pretty constant. Oh, I saw a bubble in there. And I believe there's a light on here. So if I shut this light off, Oh yeah, there it is. You guys see that? There's a light on a work light for telling you that it's on and working. An element light, I guess they call it. It's like orange color. Interesting. I know hydro, or electricity, like we call it hydro here because everything's almost hydroelectric dam powered, but I don't think it's going to warm the water up that quickly. It's kind of just, I guess, for a maintainer, for the fish's pleasure, comfort level. So it does work. I'm shocked. The light is on. I don't know if I should turn this on camera or not. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better now. Now whether that's, I don't know how long exactly this is going to take. I'm kind of leery of Chinese devices in water. Don't want to be electrocuted type of thing. But let me just, okay, I'm not getting shocked. Always leery about that, guys. You never know. One loose wire or seal from a Chinaman and you got a nasty surprise. So it's working. However, I have no idea how long it would take to get an aquarium up to snuff on that kind of power. Though it's a very low power, which is good, especially for off-grid. And let's say I ran this basically overnight. Oh, there's another bubble there. Turn this light on. I don't know how fast this would get to temperature, but whatever. It's set at the max, which is like, I don't understand, 36, what is that, 36 Celsius, or, because it 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, all the way up. I'm not quite sure. But I'm guess I'm gonna have to buy a separate fish tank thermometer, unless I forgot. Mike has one in his package there at the tiny house. I'll have to look through it again. But yeah. So it's working on 120 volt, and so it must have been mislabeled. More bubble there. Huh. Pretty crazy, guys. So let's check back in on the kilowatt meter. So we're still at 13 watts. And we're at 120 volts. And the amps and watts have not changed. Amps are still at 0.1111 or 0.11. So it's probably always going to stay as a constant like that with little change at all, because it's basically a static device built on resistance for heat, right? So yeah, that's kind of neat to know that it does work, because I was worried when I was reading 220 on there. Well, how is that even possible? But I guess they can figure it out. I asked Stu, High Tech Guy 18, and he said definitely test it, try it out, and just be wary in case the breaker does blow up, because you never know, right? So interesting. It works, and I'll have to incorporate this over at the tiny house eventually in the aquarium, guys. It's kind of a very, very big step down from Mushroom Patch's donated one, which was 100 watts, and we're sitting at 13. Now, obviously, it's going to take a hell of a long time to heat up the water, so you'd have to run it maybe 24 hours, 72 hours to get the tank up to snuff for the fish. I'll have to read up on that. But once it's maintained, and if you can maintain it, then no worries. And then this thing should auto shut off because it's temperature controlled. So once it's maintained, which is nice. So that's pretty nice, guys. Alright, on to the next one.